My dear fellow Aurovilians, perhaps you have received the email from the foundation and the, what's it called, residence criteria that apply, as they say, to you from now on, and that if you do not follow those, you're doomed. So I got a word or two to say about them. If you don't know me, I am an Aurovilian. I have been staying in Auroville for 14 years. I'm currently no longer staying in Auroville due to the circumstances which do not allow me to work in a way that makes sense and lets me contribute to the wealth of the township. If you feel that this is a reason to dismiss what I say, just switch off, that's fine. I'm not speaking to those who see things in a legalistic way, let's say. I'm speaking to those who want to unify the spiritual and the material, because what we do in this world does matter. Matters. How we act in this world is important for everything. It is a spiritual act, the way you act in the physical world. So if it matters, there are things that could be done right, in the right way, and there are things that could be done in a wrong way. So it's not spiritual to say there is no such thing as right or wrong, because if I smack you in the face, that's certainly not a good and right thing to do, and we wouldn't deem that very spiritual. Of course, that's a matter of fact. That means an action that has happened is part of reality, and that means it's part of things as they are, and that has to be accepted, but not accepted in the way that you just sit there and let it happen, but that you acknowledge that it is existing or that it has happened. That is a spiritual position, and then you perform your activities based on this reality that you have perceived. So, and that's what the first point of the Auroville Charter is telling you. To live in Auroville, you have to be a willing servitor of the divine consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness means that you know something about the universe. Its rules, its principles, who you are in there, how it all works. And these are things that can be found out. If they couldn't be found out, you wouldn't exist. You are made, you are created in the way that you are able to understand the world to the extent that you can survive and thrive in it, and in a peaceful manner. So all other beings can thrive and survive as well, with your help and assistance. So you are a willing servitor to the divine consciousness. That means you are not a slave. You are voluntarily following God's laws, or the laws of the divine, the principles of the universe. Nobody can tell you what to do. People can give you, just as I do now, advice. They can give you information about the nature of the universe, its principles, and who you are in there. But that is not the truth as such. The truth as such is existence as it is. And this is for you to discover. And that is what you voluntarily do. And if you come to the conclusion that drug smoking, meat eating, or fighting with others is the right way to go, well, that's up to you. Or you decide that it's not that good because you have understood the principles that rule the universe, the divine principles. If you listen to that divine consciousness, if you are a volunteer in this game, you can only listen to the voice of the divine, which is delivered to you through mind, through heart, and through gut. You have intuition, you have thought, you have feeling, you have emotions, you have empathy. You know the difference between right and wrong through your conscience, and that conscience is the same for everyone in the world. If you listen to that, you must not listen to anything else. You cannot be a servant of two masters. The divine is your master, or a worldly institution is your master. What do you do when your conscience says this and the foundation says that? Who are you listening to? Are you listening to your conscience, your knowledge about right and wrong? Or are you listening to somebody who's serving the forces of evil, to speak bluntly? Because anybody who pulls you off your path, who wants to tell you what's right and wrong in an authoritarian way, meaning they're forcing you off your path, that is an evil person. That is an evil institution. And you know that. So if you make a conscious decision about what is right and wrong, that is what is spirituality. That is what is serving the divine. And don't take my words for it. Look it up for yourself. Find it out for yourself in the first place. And ask yourself, can you be both an adherent of understanding what is the right thing to do and mindlessly listening and following the rules of somebody else, be that the government of India, the Auroville Foundation, the laws of a country, or a policeman who tells you to do this or to not do that. You have to put some skin in the game if you're in the spiritual game. Otherwise, that's not a spiritual position to have. So, I cannot tell you what you have to do. That's your decision. I can only tell you what I am doing with the criteria of the Auroville Foundation for being a resident in Auroville. What I'm doing, in my mind at least, is what this woman here, this Maori woman from New Zealand, is doing with a law that is restricting her rights as a human being in this world. And you may chuckle about this and tell that she's too much in resistance mode, and perhaps you're right, but that is way more than most Aurovilians are willing to do in order to follow their conscience and their consciousness and what the divine really wants. What the divine really wants is not written in a law of the Indian government. It's not written in an office order of the Auroville Foundation. Nobody can define right and wrong from a human perspective. We are not the makers of right and wrong. A human being cannot make things right. We only can understand what is right and what is wrong. That which is right is not harming anybody. That which is wrong is causing damage, disharmony, is causing pain and damage. That is wrong, and everybody understands that. So, this is not for the foundation to define. It is for you to find out. And if you're in Auroville, if you think you're an Aurovilian, you will find out what is right and wrong, and you will take the right decision, I think. So, be strong. That's all I can tell you.